Real Madrid just got smarter.
That Xabi Alonso will take over at Real Madrid.
And that's bad news for Europe.
Tactically, absolutely fascinating.
And look, I know people have been saying this for a while now. Alonso's the next big thing. Alonso's the future. Yeah, we've heard it. But I think this time, they might be right. But don't take my word for it.
Best sums up what coaching is to you. A career, a calling, an obsession.
It's a calling. It's not a duty. It's your passion.
Pay attention as you're about to find out how Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid isn't a feel-good story. It's a warning. Here's why Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid is a problem for everyone else. There's no other way to say it. Real Madrid had a horrific last season. No laliga, no Champions League, no major trophy.
Again, did really well. Martinelli! Good side the rebound! And another shot, what a save from Courtois!
They couldn't even beat Barcelona, and they played them 4 times. Yet, the worst part of Madrid's last season wasn't the results. It was the way they played. At times, Madrid looked like a team that didn't know what it was doing. You'd see Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo all drifting left, like magnets pulling each other into the same space. Then Bellingham would join them. Suddenly, there's a crowd of world-class attackers, all stacked on top of each other. No structure, no end product, just noise. Worst of all, against teams with real tactical setups, like Arsenal, Barcelona, and even some mid-table La Liga sides, Madrid had zero answers. They got outplayed. So, instead of waiting for their luck to magically turn around, they did what top clubs do when they're tired of guessing. They went out and got someone who actually has a plan. Real Madrid's new coach is one of the most exciting tactical minds in Europe. But it's easy to forget just how big a deal that is. Because not too long ago, Xabi Alonso was the most wanted coach in football.
If you ask me the job what he is doing, honestly, wow. So he's unbeaten, only team in a modern football is unbeaten, all competitions and fighting in the way, with Bayern Munich there.
How did Xabi Alonso go from coaching a struggling team in Germany to becoming the most wanted man in European football? The answer is simple. He didn't coach his team just to win games. He built something terrifying, and he did it fast. In today's brand of modern football, it is a space that doesn't forgive poor results. This means when a team hires a coach or a player, they need instant results. And if you're unable to deliver that, you'll be shown the way out. It is the simple formula Chelsea has been operating on for years that made them successful. It is also the same formula that teams like Bayern and Real Madrid operate on. You either deliver or get lost. When Xabi Alonso took over Bayer Leverkusen in October 2022, the team was 17th in the Bundesliga. 17th. They were closer to the second division than they were to a Europa League spot. But in the shortest amount of time possible, in his first season, Alonso changed everything. Tactically, he wasn't trying to copy anyone. He created his own system. A fluid 3-4-2-1 that looked like a 3-2-5 in possession, with fullbacks tucking into midfield, wingers stretching the pitch, and constant overloads in half spaces. Sounds complex, but it's not. And we'll explain it soon enough. But here's the thing, it worked. And not just sometimes, all the time. With this system, Leverkusen were winning all games, were dominating their opponents, an example being their 4-0 win over Bayern Munich. But that result in itself was just one of the many impressive things Xabi did. Because it wasn't so much the fact that he won so many games, it was also the things that happened as he got the results. Under him, Florian Wirtz became one of the best playmakers in Europe. Bonifaci got his best form, Frimpong and Grimaldo found their shooting boots. Guys who looked average before, they started playing like they belonged in the Champions League. By the end of that season, they went from 17th to a top 6 finish. And the next year, Alonso cooked even harder. He'd led Leverkusen to an unbeaten Bundesliga season, broke Bayern's 11-year title streak, won the DFB Pokal, and made it to a European Cup final. All with a squad that cost less than one Jude Bellingham. And just like that, the whole football world took notice. Big clubs started circling Bayer, not for his players, but for him. He's the one man in Europe right now who makes elite footballers look like they've been coached for years, even if he's only had them for months. He delivered instantly on results he was asked to produce, and that is exactly what drew Madrid to him. But this rise isn't exactly a surprise to anyone who was actually following Alonso's story, because in 2010, Jose Mourinho made a prediction that would change everything. In 2010, Jose Mourinho predicted that Alonso was going to become a coach. But even before Mourinho, no one else could tell that Alonso was heading that way. He was such an intelligent player who read the game so beautifully. Not to mention his father was a footballer who later became a manager as well.
That Xabi Alonso, his father was a manager.
Xabi Alonso didn't only play football, he was coached by the greatest coaches in football history. I'm talking Mourinho, Guardiola, Benitez, Vicente del Bosque, and Carlo Ancelotti. He also showed a great deal of leadership as a player after captaining Real Sociedad at the tender age of 20, helping to revitalize the team. Fast forward to today. That prediction has proven true. But what makes his system so special? But before we get to that, kindly help us by liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Back to the video. Xabi Alonso's success has been credited to his new style of play, which is a perfect blend of Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp's tactics. Alonso's tactical approach at Leverkusen is a fascinating evolution. He made a huge shift from the 4-4-2 formation he inherited to a 3-4-2-1 formation. Though it looks like an offensive formation, the idea is to pack the midfield with a lot of bodies. This means that when they attack, it is overwhelming, and when they defend, it is suffocating for the opponent. But what sets his tactics apart is the flexibility of the 3-4-2-1 framework. When off the ball, Alonso's team quickly adopts a 5-2-2-1 formation with every player closely attached to form a narrow block that is almost impossible to break through. The wingbacks play a pivotal role in this setup by stretching the pitch like wingers, pinning opposition fullbacks and opening up passing lanes inside for either the attacking midfielders or the strikers to be able to receive the ball with fewer players to deal with on their end. Speaking of the midfield, Alonso's impact is most apparent here. Being a midfielder himself, he no doubt has so many things to impart to his players from his wealth of knowledge. His system allows for variations, with either 2 defensive midfielders and a number 10, or 2 central midfielders flanked by 2 wingers. The latter is usually the case, with Frimpong and Grimaldo having a field day at the flanks, while Andrich and Xhaka hold the middle graciously. But we all know that a team's attack is only as good as its defense. Or else one could end up like Manchester United in the 2022-23 season, who scored a total of 58 goals and conceded 43 in the Premier League alone. Real Madrid, under Alonso, has shifted from a traditional defense to an aggressive pressing style, also known as the Gegenpressing. This means from the very start of the opponent's build-up, his players are on you. His formation is a compact one, and in it, 3 players push high, wingbacks press fullbacks, and centre-backs defend proactively against any slags or loose balls. This strategy not only disrupts opponents, but it also positions Leverkusen closer to the goal when winning the ball back. And this, to Xabi's team, is an advantage as they can easily capitalise and build up to earn the team goals. This new system fits Real Madrid's squad to a T, and this is why it is a big problem for Europe. See, everything Xabi Alonso built at Leverkusen, all that tactical clarity, all that structure, he's about to apply that to a squad that's 10 times more dangerous. Let's just say this clearly. Real Madrid already have the best players. What they haven't had in a while is a real identity. Sure, they win, a lot. But for the past few years, it's felt like they've been surviving off moments, off talent, of chaos. You've got Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo, some of the fastest, most electric players on the planet. You've got Bellingham, Valverde, Camavinga, and Tchouaméni, midfielders who cover grass like they're running on steroids. But the problem remains. No one's been tying it all together. But with Alonso, that's about to change, and we can already see that in his first 3 Club World Cup games with Real Madrid. The simplest way to explain Xabi Alonso in Real Madrid is that Madrid just found the pep to their Barcelona. I mean this literally, because the tactical genius of Alonso is not in his setup, but in his ability to adapt tactically per opposition. Simply put, Alonso is not here to adapt to Madrid. They are here to adapt to him. In reality, with Alexander-Arnold and a profile of Mendy or Garcia, his fullback system becomes the deadliest thing to replicate at Madrid. You can already see glimpses of their impact in the Club World Cup, like their goals against Salzburg. Also, Mbappe or Gonzalo Garcia won't be running for fun anymore. They are going to pin defenders wide, open half spaces for Bellingham, and create triggers for inverted fullbacks, just like Gonzalo Garcia is doing already. Vinicius is going to time his movement instead of forcing it. Bellingham won't need to drop deep and do everything himself anymore. Even guys like Valverde or Tchouaméni are already looking scarier under Alonso, because now they'll have roles, defined roles. But perhaps the man to watch is Arda Güler, who can completely take over the controlling midfield role Toni Kroos and Modric once provided. Ultimately, what made Leverkusen so dangerous wasn't tactics or talent, but how everyone understood what they were doing. Now imagine that same clarity with Madrid's bench. That's a problem. For Barcelona, for Bayern, for City, for anyone with hopes of doing anything in Europe next season. And in the words of Philipp Lahm, some say great players don't make great coaches, but Alonso can prove them wrong. I know it's too early to judge, but all the signs point to Alonso being the best signing for Real Madrid by far. But what do you think? Do let us know in the comments below. And if you love this video, click on the next one on your screen to find out how the biggest scandal in football happened.